fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. The leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everyone, this is the Nameless One, and today we will be continuing the Lost Memories Second Chances campaign. I have here with me today, just a second, Cold Ice, Fiction, Nez, and we have the return of Moon.
Hello.
Before we get started with everything, first I'm going to figure out why I can't see the... Oh, helps if I hit that button. Technical difficulties. Give me just a sec. I forgot to open the VTT all the way.
Whoops.
There we go. Now everybody can see it.
Yay.
Back to what I was saying. For those of you that are tuning in today, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. More on how you can support at the end, because I do have new ways to support now. That may be something that some of you might be interested in. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started with the recap.
Oh boy, did a lot happen last time.
Yeah, where to start?
Start with the journey through the mountain to just get Moon a little more caught up, so that because it's been a while.
Yeah.
Been a
So,
hot minute.
So after we scaled the mountain through blistering cold and lost 2 followers. No, we just lost 1, never mind.
Just
just Coppertail.
And then we went through we went across a narrow bridge, went into caves, lots of big changelings hiding around, very spooky. We eventually saw Chrysalis, I think. We ran.
Mhm. We found Extermination.
Yes.
Exterminator.
Oh, Exterminator. For some reason I have that spelled wrong.
But Exterminator?
Dot Engine.
Oh, right, yeah. No, Maid Slayer.
Yeah, well, we found that one too.
Oh,
just later.
okay.
Yeah, it looks like Chrysalis got the upper hand on Exterminator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a bit foggier on that part of the adventure.
Yeah, found Exterminator, quickly found Chrysalis after that, barely made it away from that. Yeah, we're all left hooves.
I'm hearing a whole lot of W's.
Hmm?
I said this mostly sound like L's.
Oh.
We're still moving forwards. We haven't retreated yet.
We still have a while to go.
Yeah, after Chrysalis, that gets us up to last session where, well, Plagueheart decided to visit the group. Rapid got to see the literal face of death. So did Crazy Joe. Needless to say, he's not impressed with us.
Yeah.
Basically, he kind of gave us a hint on where we need to go, apparently, to help Luna and Shadowfire. We have the means to help Luna. It's more or less just a matter of finding her body. Shadowfire, yeah, not much we can do right at the moment, but they appear to be heading towards the Crystal Empire to finish what they are starting.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Plagueheart gave us directions like, well, you want to go that way. I got this buddy of mine who can probably get you there. And sends us a little farther north once we get out of the caverns. We show up to this cave. We find the basically destroyed remains of Mage Slayer. And there's this giant flaming Kieran on top of it, talking to the remains of Flash Magnus. Those sarcophagi really do their job in keeping people alive. After that, technically, ended up having a bit of a discussion with him, very much. Before we get burned up, telling him that Plagueheart sent us. And was a little upset that he sent us to basically be a furnace for the group to get through the mountains. And Pyre, being the Kieran she is, kind of thought Plagueheart had meant for him to teach them something, and kind of pointed Nebula out. It appears that who we became known as the Neric King recognized her and called her sister. After a little bit more discussion, that he decided to accompany us, and, well, basically gave Flash as good of a funeral as he possibly could have. Set him on fire. Thankfully it went quick. Pyre gave him burial rites, which Frenzied Flame, the Nera King, recognized and promptly corrected her on doing it properly. Then Ivory attempted to do the same with, for the God Engines. He objected to that and kind of smacked Ivory around. And given things that happened with Plagueheart, and now things that happened with Frenzied Flame, Ivory has come to the conclusion that every single thing he knew was a lie.
Yep.
You missed a little bit.
Yeah, the prophecy dream that you skipped over probably didn't help.
Yeah.
Which part?
So, after Ivory was smacked around, he went catatonic until the night, kind of coming back. And he got really, really frustrated. And after all these consistent failures and everything happening, his guard was down enough that he could commune with the Tantabus. And the Tantabus showed him everything. And Luna attempted to reach out to him. Ivory, now dejected in his entire life, a lie burning and crashing down around him, went into his tent and decided to play the fun Russian roulette.
He won.
Yeah, he survived. But he did not wake up anyone and is currently just lying there in bed, just staring off 1,000 yards there.
Yes, I remember you guys were having a watch, right?
Yeah, that was the end of Ivory's watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say that Doc wakes up at that point. Doc, the scene that you're greeted with is that you guys are in a cave. There is a partially melted remains of God Engine that looks like something big punched a few holes in it. Sleeping near it is you can tell it's a Kirin by the shape of the horn, but it is currently actively on fire, though it doesn't seem to be in any pain from it. And your companions are nearby, all also asleep. Though you can't actually see Ivory because he has tied himself in a tent.
Makes sense. It is cold.
Actually, surprisingly, it feels very temperate. It would appear that the Kirin is a good heat source at the moment. Plus, they also have a campfire going, so it is warm enough that you do not need cold weather gear.
Oh, nice.
But you guys are in a cave at the moment, so. What do?
You said doesn't appear to be anyone on watch?
At the moment, no.
Ah, damn. Well, someone's slacking off. Obviously, I need to take up watch now.
Roll perception. Oh, excuse me. So, I've got like hiccups now. So as you're doing your watch, everything seems pretty quiet. You can see the Tantabus doing its thing. Nebula is sleeping fitfully. And and like the rest of your companions have also been asleep. And as far as you can tell, Ivory has not come out of his tent, but I'd imagine there is the occasional odd noise coming out of it.
Yeah.
But based off of the fact that you're not so deep in the cave, you can't see the sunlight. You can tell it is early morning outside now.
Well, sounds like it's time to make breakfast.
Okay. I believe you have cooking, right?
Yes.
Cooked rations.
Okay.
We want some jars of pickled meat that was reheated by simmering it in water.
So
Sounds yummy.
I will say that the first one to awake once you start doing the cooking is the oversized Kieran. He's only a little bit taller than Nebula, but you know, the fact that he's on fire makes him a bit more intimidating. I'm not going to do the voice mod for him this time around, just because it's going to be a pain in the ass to switch back and forth the entire
Just gotta
session.
do hotkeys for it later.
I also need to like fix it a bit because with my voice, apparently it sounds like a frog. Because I'm chalking it up to it being partially due to my voice. But he does come over and sit, kind of eyeing you funny, but doesn't say anything as you're making food.
I look at him and goes, you want some?
He nods and says that he would appreciate something to eat.
Then Doc's going to reach into his coat and pull out a very, very dense,
A dense what?
kind of like a like very dense like bar of oats. Because I assume that's going to be more palatable than pickled sausage.
Well, with Kieran, they are omnivorous.
Ah. I pull out what it looks like, but is explicitly not a salami stick.
Are you just gonna hand that over to him?
Yeah.
He takes it appreciatively and sits there munching. Other than that, though, he doesn't seem to be a Kieran of many words. Or at least not this early in the morning.
Slow riser, huh?
He just kind of grunts at you before saying that he had a rough day yesterday, and then asks how you were recovering from your catatonic state.
Pretty good. You know, it just happens sometimes. I usually never wake up worse for wear, but usually in progressively more precarious situations.
That actually gets him to chuckle a bit as he says that looking at the group that you came here with, that seems quite understandable. I would say that at this point, this is a good place for the rest of the group to wake up. Instead of sitting in the corner quietly, waiting for Doc to do all the heavy lifting.
Oh, Doc. Welcome back.
Yeah, I felt a disturbance that woke me, like, y'all weren't eating proper meals.
Finally, you're back. Maybe
Is that
you
because
can make
you're-
sense of what's been going on.
And here I was thinking you were missing my company.
Well, that too.
You don't have to lie to me. Now, what kind of nonsense been happening now?
Oh boy, where to start?
Yeah. A lot
Well-
happened.
Well, short and sweet of it, made it through the pass. We, kind of lost Coppertail. Seemed like, he wasn't keen on going over this little bridge that, both Nebula and I almost went over.
Went over or went over?
Almost went over. Wandered around the caves for a bit. I found another one of the God engines. Believe that one was Exterminator. But, well, incapacitated makes a lot of sense. Points to Ivory's tent. When we were working with that little tablet, said it was incapacitated. It looked like the sarcophagus had been pretty thoroughly yanked out. And ended up finding probably what did it. Changeling, very, very big, very, very scary. We managed to avoid her. She kind of rubs the back of her head. And then we kind of met the fella that, resurrected you.
Oh. How is death?
Seemed mighty amiable for, being death.
Nebula comments that he seemed rather disappointed in the group.
Pyre's ears kind of flattened at that. Yeah, he didn't seem thrilled. But, he then gave us direction to, she kind of looks at, Frenzied Flame with not necessarily adoration, but definitely kind of a little bit of awe. The Neric King here. And, well, despite what Neric King here said, that Blakeheart sent us here to be a furnace for the group. Honestly, I'm glad to beat him, and more for just the journey. Yeah, quite frankly, I got questions, lots of questions, and hope you'd be willing to answer them.
I'll try the best that I can.
But yeah, that kind of brings us here. As for future plans, looks like we're heading to a place called Crystal Empire.
I don't exactly have a good reputation there.
You know about it?
Nobody's really traveled there because of the frostworks and the fact that most of the area is impassable without having to go through the clockworkers, who, if you remember, very vehemently insist that nobody's allowed to go through there.
What kind of reputation does no reputation count as? Is that bad?
Yes and no. Depends.
Well, we won't be able to do a whole lot of leveraging of my apparent star power.
And kind of at this point, Pyre notes that there is someone missing. That's sad. Would have thought Ivory'd be up.
What?
Kind of gets up, moves over to the tent.
Yeah, the tent flaps have been tied shut pretty well.
Ivory? Be you awake in there?
There's a small rustle, but no answer. Just kind of like a sigh.
Breakfast is served?
I'm not hungry.
Well, it's Doc's food. He's back.
Wonderful.
You don't sound right. You sure you're okay in there?
There's no answer.
Well, you're gonna have to eat. And, well, we're gonna be traveling and rather have you have your strength, so, well, either you can come out or I can drag you out.
Another no answer.
I attempt to, untie the tent flap.
Should be easy enough.
Okay. Open it up and I kind of poke my head in.
So you see one of Ivory's wax tablets that have been very much like filled, like written down, erased, filled again, very, very densely. And he's just kind of laying there on his side. His hair that is normally, like, he always does his hair and, you know, always super vibrant and stuff. It's completely undone, hasn't touched it at all. He's just kind of like staring off, not blinking into nowhere. His revolver is like laying on the ground, like he dropped it basically by his head and like towards his gaze. He's just like staring off, just out of it.
She kind of looks a little suspiciously at the revolver before immediately looking back at the tablet and kind of enters to grab it and start reading it.
The wax tablet completely details everything he saw in the vision last night, and then at the end, like squished in really small and very messily, is basically a goodbye note.
Oh, wow. Luna spoke to you?
He winces at hearing the name, and he just kind of like shoves his face back into his pillow, or what he's using as a pillow.
Pyre just kind of enters the tent completely and sits next to him. Everything you've seen here, this goes against everything you ever believed in, doesn't it?
He talks through like the muffled pillow. How many years? How many years have I lost? How many lives have I taken? Just everything I've done. It's all just lie.
Well, it's a fucked up world. It's hard to tell truth from fiction. And so many of us get deceived into thinking what we're doing is the right thing. We end up with regrets. And Pyre kind of looks outside the entryway to the tent. Definitely got a few of my own. The biggest was Ending Celestia. And I don't think I can ever truly forgive myself for that mistake. But the fact that Celestia at least understood, and I know Luna at least said as she does, but I don't know necessarily that's true. But there's always redemption. It's what I'm fighting for. Make up for the mistake I made there. And Luna, she's a great interest in you. She really wants to help you. And that cut up looks at the note. She thinks you're worth it. And you're worth it. Don't throw away the effort that she put into helping you.
He like starts to say something a few times, but each time he just kind of like cuts himself off. He like turns a little bit, his eye kind of like peeking through his really messy hair, just looking up at Pyre. Just like that pain in his eyes, just like he understands what's being said, he just can't accept it.
I'm not exactly the best one with words or with comfort, but I do know that you gotta have a purpose. My purpose was, killing things that were killing other people, and I found myself another purpose, which I feel is far, far more fulfilling, as much as it hurt. But I think serving Luna would definitely be worth it. And, well, she put faith in you. I mean, you should put your faith in her.
He gives like a grim, like, not scoff, but like not a full chuckle, just like a faith. What do I know about faith anyways? My entire life, my purpose was salvation. I led to their untimely deaths, just again and again and again, thinking I was right every time.
Yeah, it's a heavy burden to bear. Guilt. Like I said, I understand guilt. But, well, you've seen what Luna could do. And that she was willing to help you so much. If there's anyone worth putting your faith in, it's her. And even with all that guilt, you can still make things right.
I don't think I could ever make it right. Maybe I could try, but right would... I just... He's just speechless, but...
Pyre just kind of puts a hoof on his shoulder. Well, let me help you find redemption. I'm looking for my own after all. Let's help Luna together. Let's serve her together.
It's ironic. I always have known what to say. How to weave words to get my way, to take a step forward, and now I don't know what I could say.
Well, for now, maybe you don't need to say anything. Maybe for now, just need to listen, just need to follow. Put yourself together, find our purpose in Luna.
For at least now. We have a common goal, so that'll at least take me to the end of this journey, I suppose.
Well, for now, that's good enough. Now, come on, let's... Well, pretty sure you want to look more presentable. Get yourself cleaned up a little bit and come get some breakfast. Pyre reaches over, grabs the pistol, opens it, takes the bullet out, kind of holds it up. This is a failure worth remembering because of the success you're going to be heading for. Kind of puts the bullet in his hoof. Yeah, come on, chin up. That kind of exits the tent.
Ivory will eventually rejoin the party after a very slow time of getting ready. When he comes out, he has his hair tied up. The first time he's ever done so. Tied up in a ponytail pulled back. No bangs.
When you guys get out of the tent, Rapid of all people is currently sobbing uncontrollably.
Yeah, he's having a fun time with his claustrophobia right now.
It
There's-
appears to be a claustrophobia-induced panic attack.
Best part is there's nothing anybody else can do to help him.
Doc's gonna poke him with a stick.
So I'm just gonna see how long this lasts. Starts at 6 minutes. It's 7. Okay, so it'll last 7 minutes.
Moon, what did you say? You were extremely quiet, and I have you 200%.
Oh, I said, if they're outside having a panic attack, like where Doc can see them, Doc's just gonna gently poke him with a stick.
Just such a Doc thing.
It really is. So for the next, what was it, 7 minutes?
Yeah, a full 7 minutes.
Yeah, so for the next 7 minutes, Doc pokes Rapid with a stick until Rapid finally calms down.
See, in a majority of cases, stick is the answer.
Mhm.
One way or another.
I could only imagine if it had gone on for 10, Doc deciding to graduate from poking to beating.
That's when Doc gets bigger stick. Sometimes
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
That's what I was just about to say.
That checks out. I can't even try to argue that one. That just checks out.
So whenever he does recover, he's just gonna go, okay, can we go now? Please?
You know, I'm kind of surprised you didn't give Doc all the disadvantages to be a dangerous sociopath.
Rapid was hoping that when Doc showed up, his claustrophobia would go away. It did not.
It just got worse.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd like to comfort you, but I kind of don't have any emotional capacity at this point to offer.
Well, at least he ain't rambling about magic. That's an improvement.
Ugh, don't get me started. Did you know that Major
Eh.
goes on entirely?
Me and my big mouth.
Yeah, Ivory will during the whole 10-minute sob fest, Ivory will slowly eat his food and put all of his things away, and he gets all ready. He is no longer wearing his white religious cloak anymore. Like even with his heavy stuff, unless absolutely necessary, he would like keep the hood up or something. He is no longer wearing it.
Damn, what happened to you?
That's a
Sorry,
question.
taking a drink. Ivory won't even like gaze at Doc. He just like kind of stumbles over his words for a moment and goes, good to see you're awake. And will shove a bit of food into his mouth.
Ivory's like, I ain't got time for this shit.
he doesn't want to accidentally trigger something that Doc will say, and it'll just make everything worse for Ivory right now.
By the way, Doc, Ivory looks like somebody ran him over with a truck.
Yeah,
Are you
it looks like that. He is like scars all hell from before, and he's beaten to all hell, and with his hair up, no longer like blocking his face, it just looks so much worse.
You require medical attention.
I do require the finer kind, yes.
Surgery?
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
Oh, good.
Maybe. I don't know about that. Emerald managed to give me first aid. But that was yesterday.
Yeah, the big guy has quite the back hoof.
Well, I am nothing else if not a healer. Time to give everyone a nice patch up.
So do I get one hit point from that?
Yes. What do you think I am? A mage?
Yeah, well, when it comes to magic, well, I think I'm looking at some right here. Kind of points over at Frenzied Flame. Speaking of, how exactly do you do that?
He rolls his eyes and says, "It's something that our race is capable of that the younger generations have lost the ability for. How? I'm not entirely certain, given that for us it is like a bird flying."
Is that why I was able to speak the rats so easily, so quickly?
He shakes his head and says, "No. You were just remembered the ancient tongue of our people. That has nothing to do with it."
Oh, okay. Because from all my time in the Enclaves, I don't think I've ever heard anything about this. They always seem kind of cagey.
Yes, I've heard about my people's current state of, shall we say, cowardice.
Yeah, Pyre just kind of like rolls her eyes. Tell me about it. No, left for a reason. No, one of several. That was one of them. Such pacifism. Just, it was not good for us. I knew it wasn't good for us. We just one wrong step and get invaded by psychos. Was it possible for you to teach me how to do that?
Sadly, I am not sure. The younger generations, like I said, have forgotten. And not exactly in the memory sense of the word.
Huh. Well, is there anything I can learn from you? Because quite frankly, I'd love to know more about my people's history. Hell, just any perspective outside of what I learned in the Enclaves.
I'm sure that there is, if you are keen to listen. However, I will say that it may be best that we keep that kind of discussion to the road. After all, you and your companions don't have all century.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense. But yeah, I'd definitely love to learn, and you wouldn't happen to be able to help teach us how to survive in these mountains, would you? Because travel's here been a bitch.
He jog my memory. Did you guys actually tell him what you were going to the Crystal Empire for, or did he just get salty about it and then you left it at that?
I think he got salty about it and we left it at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's what I
right.
remember.
So he kind of rubs his chin before changing the subject, saying, as much as that would be something that I could potentially do, I do need to ask, what purpose are you going to the Crystal Empire for? My understanding is very few things actually still live there.
We're tracking the FPC. There are 2 ponies that we're heading to go rescue. Something tells me you probably know who they are. One of them is Luna. The other one is Shadowfire.
His eyes almost seem to light up at both names as he says, "Ah, yes, those 2. How are they doing? It has been many, shall we say, we'll just go with a long time. No need to cause any existential crises beyond the usual."
Yeah, about that. Not particularly well. Luna has some sort of chip inside of her that's keeping her paralyzed. We've been able to talk to her through the Tantabus, but yeah, FPC has her. As for Shadowfire, they're planning on putting him into one of the God Engines. World Leader. And,
Everybody do me a favor and roll...
Yep.
If you have some sort of acrobatics, that works, but if not, roll a dexterity.
I do not believe so. Yeah, Dex.
So... Doc and Emerald, you take 2 points of damage, but he practically explodes when you mention that. And as you are watching, he starts shouting in Ancient Nyric. And he says to you guys that there is no fate that any warrior should have to suffer at the hands of the FPC with their despicable machines.
Yeah, agreed. Very, very much agreed. And, well, let's just say I don't want to repeat recent history. Let's just say,
Hold.
Cool.
That is very hard to say.
Yeah, that is very difficult to say.
Yeah.
I cannot speak static either.
Yeah. Cold, I think your mic might have just blown up.
hold on. Let me reset my headset. Is that better?
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay, that was weird. How much did you guys hear?
That was it's very difficult to say. Followed by static.
Oh, okay. Let's see, where was I? Didn't want to repeat recent history. We've kind of mended one of the other god engines.
Wait, say that again?
We ended one of the other god engines.
He gives a sigh and says that he at least hopes that you gave them an honorable death, whoever was unfortunate enough to be trapped.
Well, made it quick, and I gave her the rats, but given how you reacted with Luna and Shadowfire, you're probably gonna react the same. It was Celestia.
He looks thoughtful for a moment before saying that she was never the warrior that Shadowfire was. Even Luna wasn't. And it pains him to see someone that was never truly a combatant that in that much danger to have to deal with being trapped within one of those machines.
Yeah.
He seems to carry a great deal of hatred for the God Engines and the FPC. Anytime he says either, he practically spits it out.
Yeah, well, definitely want to put the FPC down as soon as possible. Kind of brings out one of her enchanted crystal bullets. Plan on putting one of these straight into Steelbrand's skull if I can. And given what I recently learned, the other one is headed straight for Silvertongue.
He actually reacts to that name in a very odd way and asks if what he says is, does that snake yet live?
Yep. He exists as the King in Yellow.
This is the first time that you've ever, like, in your short time of knowing him, even with, like, all of the stuff that you've seen him capable of doing and the things that he has done, he turns pale. He seems just at a loss for words as he attempts to find something to say before finally choking out that the question of whether or not he had actually ascended. It just kind of comes out as just the single word as ascension.
That would be the best way to put it, I guess. I'm not entirely sure about a lot of stuff with him. Most of what I got is a couple of things I saw in a vision.
He stands up and turns his back to you before saying that if you were the ones chosen for the task, then you have quite the task ahead of you.
Yeah, don't doubt that. One world-ending crisis at a time.
He just seems like almost he's gone from this enigmatic creature that had no end of confidence to just like a just almost broken as he mentions that it would seem that he and his fellows had failed in some way before just kind of babbling on in ancient Nyric.
Kind of, as he starts babbling, Pyre kind of looks over at Nebula, kind of hoping for a translation.
He seems entirely just like out of it now. You're not gonna get much out of him.
Well, I was looking at Nebula.
Oh, Nebula is just not sure what to tell you. Because she's not exactly... Not exactly what... well equipped for, like, translating ancient languages when she can barely remember who she is most of the time.
Yeah, fair. Well, I suppose I've rambled enough. Let's get ready to move.
He grunts and seems to snap out of it a bit before agreeing. So what do?
I guess we start moving then.
Okay. So for the group, whenever you move now, you will still need the cold weather gear. You will still need to like do survival because he spent quite a bit of time not being around. And so he's not exactly not exactly most knowledgeable on the changes. One of the big things that you'll have to watch out for is if there is any like massive snowdrifts or anything like that.
Can't go from avalanche to waterfall. So, survival and perception?
Yep.
Nope, need the survival. And the perception.
Okay. So, actually, we're gonna do the perception at a -2 from now on, since you're gonna have to
right.
discern the difference between the snowdrifts and everything else.
Alright, I guess I failed then.
I believe I still made it. Yeah, I still made it.
Yeah, because I'm not an asshole, you'd only have to make one of those for it to be enough for everybody to be able to find. Because I mean, unless one of you is planning to not tell the others that hey, there's a massive snowdrift that might be in the way there. So, other than that, let's see. You guys are able to make some pretty decent time. You do end up, or at least a couple of you do end up seeing one or two frostworks. But other than that, there isn't much going on.
I don't feel like losing another game of tic-tac-toe in 2 moves.
Okay, I don't know why you got so much quieter, but I did not hear what you said, Nez.
I'd rather not lose another game of tic-tac-toe in 2 moves.
Before we end up doing too much more, I'm gonna check the time because I also need to use the bathroom. Okay, we've got
2:14.
we got an hour in, so we should be fine to keep going as long as everybody's wanting that.
Yep.
Yeah. But like I said, DM needs to use the bathroom, so I will be right back. I feel so much better. Okay. Let's see. Give me just a second to find y'all's token again. There we go. Now that you guys are there, go ahead and do. Are you guys going to keep the same order?
Yep. Setting up camp, that would be survival, right?
Survival for the finding of camp, and then from there, it'd be survival. I'm trying to remember what skills you guys camouflage, and then
I have
one
camo.
other.
Ivory has construction skills, so I believe he could handle comfort.
Or, what's it called? The construction skills refer defensiveness. Comfort then require a skill check.
Yeah, comfort didn't require skill check.
Okay.
I just did housekeeping during that just because. But
So-
I failed the target anyway, so we only get one.
Alright. Well, I'll go for camo. Alright. Looks like I made the camo roll. Alright, on to the watches.
Yeah, that would be accurate.
Alright. Same order.
When does Doc slot in?
I think Doc is last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because breakfast.
I am blind as a bat, I guess.
So
I don't see anything.
That's mean to
I
bad.
wake up the next person. Grab it. Or...
yeah, so you don't see anything for your watch. Rapid. I'm guessing you just moving on for watch.
Yeah.
So Rapid, you don't see anything of note. The-
Alright, next person. then,
It
probably.
seems fairly and kind of worryingly quiet.
Well, that's fun. Okay, I'll wake up the next person and let them know that it seems a little too quiet. But then we're up in the mountains, so probably seems too much stuff moving around.
True.
Who knows?
Would that
For
be
somebody
Ivor?
who's mostly lived on the plains, it is oddly quiet.
Well, hold on.
Would that be Doc next, or Ivor?
Waiting on report for Pyre's watch, then it'll be Ivory, then it'll be Doc.
Okay.
Because breakfast.
Cause breakfast.
Also, Ivory doing the bare minimum right now.
I'm also gonna switch the music. When was it? Yeah. And then you got the bird. Just, random bird sounds in my mountain sounds.
Like, oh,
Okay. There it is. Now, if I can only find the right fucking tab. There we go. Okay. So Rapid's not doing anything?
No.
So for Rapid and Pyre, both of you, your watches are fairly quiet. You do see the occasional highlights from the what are they called? The
Frostworks.
yeah, the Frostworks. I don't know why that made my brain stutter as hard as it did. But yeah, the Frostworks do have the occasional appearance that they make. Largely, they seem to be leaving you alone, and as far as you can tell, it might primarily be because, you have their giant opposite sleeping in your camp.
Suppose I look around for the Tantabus?
It's staying just outside the light from the campfire and from Frenzied Flame.
Pyre will kind of approach. When she kind of gets close, she bows down before looking up and says, "Thank you for helping Ivory. It looked like he needed it."
It seems a little apprehensive, almost like it does feel like it's done enough to garner your thanks, but it does seem to accept it.
Yeah. Here's hoping we can find you sooner rather than later, and then go get Shadowfire, and then heads back into camp.
Okay. I believe is you taking a watch?
Actually, I think Ivory wouldn't take a watch tonight. I think it goes straight to dark.
That's why I asked.
Well,
Yeah.
good thing I need less sleep.
Doc, you don't notice anything on watch, but it probably has something to do with the fact that you were paying more attention to your cooking pot.
I mean, my food is delicious. Have you seen this food? Sometimes, when I got the pot simmering, I like to just directly stare at it for hours, paying attention to nothing else.
I was thinking maybe it may be because you tried to put something in there that's a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Persnickety? Trying to cook something that didn't want to be cooked.
Look, just because it fought back doesn't mean it doesn't want to be food.
I've heard that a watch pot boils faster, so you should just stare at it for hours.
Yeah, so I'm just reducing cooking time.
Little does he know. Okay. So once you're done making the food, if you're not going to do anything else, then we will say that the rest of the group is now conscious again.
Well, Pyre does want to talk to Frenzied Flame, but also knows that they kind of need to make good time. So once they start traveling, she'll probably stay pretty close to him and chat as much as she can while they're traveling.
Okay. So as you guys are walking, he will talk about the what he calls the Great Schism, where his wife decided that she didn't like that everybody was angry all the time, and decided to elope with the majority of their civilization.
Yeah, that's one hell of a bummer. I mean, what's a good fight now and then?
What he basically tells you is that it split their race by 2/3 staying with him and 1/3 going with her. But the thing that he was most concerned about was the fact that he had so many leave him, including the one that he thought he was in love with, that apparently wasn't as in love with him as he believed.
Her principle is more important than her heart.
He just kind of gives a non-committal shrug.
Sorry to hear that. That shouldn't have happened.
He doesn't seem willing to really talk much after that, and spends the rest of the day's travel just kind of ruminating.
Right, so, rolls.
Yep.
That's that one.
Higher Emerald and
Oh.
Doc fail.
Yeah, I failed my perception as well.
Wait, what did it? Okay, I see what's going on.
Yeah, I think we all forgot
The -2.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh yeah.
Ivory made it.
Okay. So, as you guys are traveling, for the most part, everything seems to be quiet and no issues to report. You guys managed to make it through snowdrifts without too much trouble. But you are still having some concerns as the numbers of frostworks have been doubling, if not tripling.
Getting ourselves quite the audience.
Frenzied Flame seems almost entirely unconcerned by them. But given what he is and what you know so far of him, that is not a terribly huge surprise.
To my knowledge, there's not a whole lot they can do about Captain Inferno over here.
Yeah, considering that he has melted his way through a god engine, yeah, that's not too bad of an assessment of that situation.
What are they gonna do? Get melted by him?
Say that one more time, a little louder for me.
So what are they gonna do? Get melted by him? Basically, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
Just don't stray too far away from the group.
So, what do you guys have anything you want to do before you start doing camp rolls?
I can't think of anything.
Same.
I think so.
Okay. Then in that case, you guys need to do the survivals and all of that for the camp rolls.
There's the camp. Same thing as before?
Yep.
Speaking of fiction,
Oh. Yeah,
I do.
my bad.
I do camo. You do comfort. Fiction.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You good, Fiction?
Yeah, I was distracted.
Understandable.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yep.
Okay.
Somebody already rolled the
Yeah,
survival. You need to roll
I've done
the
that roll.
whatever.
So, which
Yeah,
one
it
did
doesn't need a roll.
Cold choose?
I did camo.
Oh. Well then, I don't have to roll anything.
Okay.
You already did camo.
Then, are you planning to do watch, or are you gonna let somebody else do it again?
I will do it tonight.
Okay. Then start the watch rolls.
Pick up next watch, I guess.
Speedrunning the watches. Let's go. Next person.
Yep. You guys aren't seeing much of anything.
Not at all.
Oh, are we finally gonna get a watch where just nobody sees anything?
There's snow caked
I
on
still
my
haven't
goggles
looked
and I
up
haven't
on
bothered to take it off yet.
So, Ivory, whenever your watch rolls around, the first thing you notice is that there is a surprisingly large number. Like, there had been several throughout the time that you've been traveling, but this has gone from several to several dozen. And it's honestly kind of alarming. What do?
Ivory will wake the camp at just how much we're getting surrounded.
Yeah, that is a much larger audience.
But where are we?
Frenzied Flame grumbles something about this not being his concern and rolls over, goes back to sleep.
I think it's gonna be all of our concern for too long.
Well,
I'm also going to dispel any thoughts on this. If he, just because he says it's not any of his concern, does not mean it will not be any of your concern. If you didn't already figure that out.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
know.
Pyre very kind of carefully prepares her rifle, but kind of makes sure she's a little bit closer to Frenzy Flame.
I think I'll do the same.
I'm gonna get Molotov ready with a bandage and a bottle of ether. I'm not gonna light it yet. But, you know, it'd be nice to have on hand.
Okay. So as you guys are watching it's almost like they didn't realize at first that you guys had noticed them noticing you, and then they took that opportunity afterwards to then start disappearing. If you want, you can roll perception to see if you can catch where they're headed. But it would appear that they're not. So it does seem to be that the majority of them are headed in the same direction that you guys have been trying to head this whole time.
I suppose the Frostworks are based out of the Crystal Empire?
I think so.
Huh. Well, definitely something to be worried about then.
You guys want to continue the watch as usual?
I thought that was Ivory was the last one though.
Oh, did Doc roll?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he went before
Yeah.
Ivory.
I
Oh,
got failure. Again.
I rolled right after Doc, right there.
okay. For some reason, I didn't remember seeing Doc's. Okay, then I guess whoever's gonna do food rolls, do the food rolls. Doc, you have made a good meal.
Yeah.
It's so nice to have you back, Doc. It's been a while since we have had beams and lard.
And whiskey. Don't forget the whiskey.
Yeah, I can't forget the whiskey.
I like that. That seems to be your takeaway. Is beans. We have the beans.
There's a certain hole in your heart that only beans, whiskey, and lard fill. It's usually referred to as cholesterol when it does it, but it's always nice to have a little bit.
And then there's a separate hole for bacon, just by itself.
Really kill for some bacon right about now.
Isn't that part of the rations?
I mean, typically.
Why I brought it up.
Why, kill something lately like turn into bacon?
Nah.
that case, I guess the bacon rations are still being rationed.
Okay. Then, if that's all you guys are doing for the morning, then you guys can go ahead and
Rolls.
yep.
Damn.
It looks like we got several perception passes.
And I suppose this time, while we're traveling, Pyre is gonna kind of approach Frenzied Flame and, like, kind of looking over her shoulder at Nebula. Kind of looks up to him. Like, you know Nebula?
He immediately looks very guarded as he says, "Yes, but it is not my story to tell."
Oh, okay. It's just we've been worried about her. Some bad things happened.
He gives you a look that almost is like, and you did something about it, right?
Well, of course. Anything happens to Nebula, you damn straight we're gonna deal with it. Little bastards rotting in a field for as far as I know.
He then looks forward again, tells you that he appreciates what you did for her, but reaffirms that he will not be telling you her story.
Alright, that's understandable, but like I said, we're just worried about her. That's about all I have.
Okay. What time are we up to?
2:44 or 1:44 where you're at.
We're about an hour and a half in, and I'm gonna be honest, this is probably going to be a tad bit boring for a little while. Because I haven't had the time to fully plan out what I had planned. I have a plan. It does exist. It's just I have not fully been able to sit down and work it out with what I wanted. Mainly because I spent most of the week asleep. So,
Sounds like a very productive week then.
given that I kept waking up exhausted still, not as much as I would hope, but yeah, I think we should put a pin in it for now, because otherwise we may get there before I'm ready to do that.
Get a couple of critical successes on travel.
Yeah. So, you guys cool with that?
Yep.
Then, for those of you that... what's up?
Ivory would like to talk to Pyre for a moment first
Alright.
before we wrap up. So Ivory will just kind of approach Pyre during the time that no one's really watching them, and he'll just suddenly give Pyre like a very tight hug for a moment, and then like immediately kind of like let go and step back, and he'll just kind of like awkwardly
Did
kinda,
you
like,
do
stare
the
at the
awkward
ground.
no homo hug?
no, it's not like the side hug with the space in between. It's like full hug. And he'll just it kind of like swallow the tension in his throat and go, "Thank you."
Well, of course.
I'm still not convinced, but I've decided to at least make a try.
Well, good enough for me. And hopefully I can help.
He gives like this like deep and shaky sigh and like a small nod. It's like, thank you again. And yeah, I have a lot of things that need answered for, whether that be to others or to myself. But that'll be in time.
Well, I said before, I'm not the best talker, but if you need to talk, I'm there.
I will try to be less distrusting. And he will like kind of just give it a moment, trying to see if there's anything else that he wants to say as like 1,000 thoughts go through his mind before he just kind of like nods and stands back up and kind of wanders back to his own thing.
I hope I can do more to help that boy.
Okay. And everybody else is good? Nothing else to say? Okay. So for those of you that may or may not still be watching, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more of it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. If you want to show further support to the channel, big thank you to my Priest Tier patrons, Ice Crystal and Cameo Shadowness. I appreciate any and all support. There's quite a few different ways to support me. There's the voice mod partnership, and I now am also partnered with HelloFresh. I have used it before. It's actually a pretty decent service. Would highly recommend it if you like making your own meals. It gives you all the ingredients and the recipes are actually pretty good too. So go ahead and check that out. I don't think I put a link in the description, but there is a community post on my channel that you can find that has the link and the promo code. I think it was 10 free meals plus free breakfast for as long as you're subscribed. It says for life, but from what I could tell, it's more of like a for as long as you're subscribed, you get a free breakfast item. Other than that, there's also all of the Twitch subs and YouTube I forget memberships. I think that's the word. Big thank you to all of y'all as well. Any bits and super chats are also very highly appreciated. So until then, I hope everybody has a great evening, We will be live again tomorrow. I will probably also be live streaming a game at some point, but we will be live again tomorrow for the usual Heart of Darkness stream, at which point Moon will be returning to that one as well. Other than that, everybody have a great afternoon, and don't forget to drink water.
Hydrate. Hydrate.
Hydrated.
Bye, everyone.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown. We'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know